which is coming on live on Matchroom Promotion on 21st of November, and come, sit behind your television and watch No Latte, No Party.
No latte, no party. And today it was no Usyk, no party. In fact, it was an amazing performance at the Tottenham Stadium, where we saw the return of Anthony Joshua coming with a very good show. But unfortunately, it wasn't enough to win him or to help him retain the video, the VBA, and then the IBF heavyweight title. He lost it to the new unified heavyweight champion by the name of Oleksandr Usyk. We are here with Silver Black Promotions boss, Daniel Soa. We want to talk about the fight, what we saw and, react to the fight that we saw not too long ago. Anthony Joshua is the fighter that everybody was hoping that they can, he could continue to win the fight, after a very long time, a lot of us was expecting him to live up to the expectation, but unfortunately, he wasn't able to do that. Oleksandr went into the fight. I feel like he went to, he just played into as a result, played right into Oleksandr Usyk's hand, and he played a hefty fight for it. But let me bring in Silver Black Promotions boss, Daniel Soa, and let's talk about it. Hi, Daniel. Welcome to KBOXtv.
Thank you, Kofi.
It's been a while. It's been a while here to talk about, to talk boxing. But yeah, today we're here to talk about what we just saw, between two fighters, one undisputed light heavyweight champion that have moved to the heavyweight division. That's Oleksandr Usyk, to take on, a unified heavyweight champion, Anthony Joshua, and we also saw how we ended. First of all, what is your reaction on this particular fight?
Kofi, is disappointing. It's frustrating for me as an African and as an hardcore AJ fan. I think my heart has been beating the whole time, from the round 6 to the end of the round, because I was expecting a lot of things, and I tell you, Kofi, at a point I didn't want to watch the fight. I had to go and check online to see what people are saying, because it was very disappointing to me as a fan.
Interesting. Before we talk about the fight, let's look at some of the numbers. I like numbers. Let's look at some of the numbers. So Anthony Joshua is 31 years old, and he was fighting a 34-year-old Oleksandr Usyk. And one unique thing about these two guys are that they are both Olympic medalists, and they all won gold at the time that they went to compete at the Olympics. Oleksandr Usyk is undefeated with 18 fights, winning everything. And then Anthony Joshua has lost one fight. Prior to this fight, he lost one fight. Everybody knows that fight. The fight that he lost to the fat Mexican, but he's won 24 of those fights. The KO ratio between the two guys is 22 for Anthony Joshua and then 13 for Oleksandr Usyk. If you look at the height, yes, the Nigerian British fighter, Anthony Joshua, is 6.6, and then Usyk is 6.3. And the reach is definitely going to go for Anthony Joshua, who's 82 inches, and then Usyk had 78 inches. The weight, we saw Oleksandr Usyk weigh or move up. This will be his highest since he moved to the heavyweight division, 221.5 or pounds. And then Anthony Joshua, some way somehow lost weight, to 240 pounds to take on a cruiserweight, or let me put it like that. Like I like to put it like cruiserweight, who has moved to the heavyweight to take on the guy. Look at the numbers. First of all, Daniel, what do you see that catches your attention to talk about in these numbers?
Well, a fight like this, looking at the background of Oleksandr Usyk, this is a guy that is a master of the street science of boxing. So when you have someone who is a master of the suicide of boxing, then you would have to rely on these numbers. You look at the age advantage goes for AG. You look at the records when it comes to the knockouts, it goes for AG. You look at the height, it goes for AG. Reach, it goes for AG. So definitely, these are the things that you'll be looking out for when you have an opponent like Usyk. These are the kind of things that is going to benefit the person is fighting. And AJ had everything. He had everything on his side. 3 years younger, the records, everything speaks for him. The fact that he even had a loss was also an advantage to him because he has tasted defeat and he has learned something that in a fight anything can happen. So everything favored AJ coming into this fight.
Right, right, right. Um, I agree with the defeat part because then yes, he's a champion that has lost before, and so coming into the fight as somebody that has lost before, I mean it will be a fight that people go like, oh, he's lost before, so it wouldn't cause it wouldn't be a problem that he has lost. But now he has lost, and a lot of people are furious. Why are you also furious?
Uh, like I'm saying, if you have all these numbers favoring you, the only thing you need was a game plan. And coming into this fight, I think most of his fans, a person like me, we were all comfortable that he was going to win, even though they were doubters. We, as fans, were comfortable he was going to win. Why were you comfortable? We were comfortable because, first of all, he lost him weight. The weight that he was going to fight Tyson Fury with, he dropped some weight. And when he dropped weight, Usyk had gained weight. So definitely it was something positive for us. Apart from that, a week to the fight, when they were going for the public workout, they were doing their press conference and everything. You could see the confidence in him, and that confidence in him was very beautiful. It was something that when you see you are supporting someone like that, you carry a lot. Like you, I don't know how to say it, but you'll be so confident that your man is going to win on the night. So
Right.
all these things were in place for us. So as a fan, I was more relaxed, waiting to celebrate the victory.
Okay, okay, great analysis coming from you. I want to put this in now. I've seen that a lot of people are commenting so far. I would like to talk about it, but before I go into the comments, um, I have left the link to join this stream in the comment section. All right, because I've seen some people saying that they don't agree with us. This is coming in from Fela Champ Promotions. Oladimeji Akanji, one of my guys, in Paris or in France. But then he's the promoter for Fela Champ Promotions, and he's already sent his comments agreeing and disagreeing with us already. So Fela Champ, I have left the link to join the stream in the comment section. All right. You are welcome to just configure the link and then join us live, and then let's have a conversation. Let me get your opinion on what you think, because yes, you are also a Nigerian. And I said something that AJ is a Nigerian British fighter, and he says, I don't know if that's what he disagrees with, but whatever it is, I would like for him to join on the stream, and then we have a conversation with him. Now, let me go into the fight. All right, for me, where I said, I was watching the fight with my wife. My wife. Anytime AJ is in the ring, he likes to watch him. So I was watching the fight with my wife, and then I told her that, hey, baby, I want to bet. And he was like, what do you see? I was like, if I'm going to bet, I'm just going to put everything behind Usyk. And he says, baby, don't do that, because if you do that, you still be supporting Anthony Joshua. A part of me will do that. Why? Because I'm an African and I love my guy, right? So I would definitely want to support him. But then I knew that from around, I knew that Anthony was going to lose because he was just fighting according to Anthony Joshua's style. He was. You are fighting against somebody who moves a lot, and you want to move. I wasn't expecting Joshua to be moving. I was expecting him to pin Usyk down and then be able to throw the heavy shots. All right, because I'm sure you agree with me that Usyk wasn't through. Usyk's punches didn't seem like they were heavy. Of course, we saw Anthony Joshua's eyes, swollen and all that, but it didn't sound as heavy as if like it was causing a lot of damage. as compared to Joshua landing. If Joshua lands, you see a lot. But then at the same time, this guy's punches is not supposed to be heavy, but it's staggering AJ. So I don't know, man. I don't know, but I want you to speak up about the punches. How do you feel about the way the punches were being traded? Before you respond, fella champ, if you look at the comment section, KBox TV has commented. So in the comment, it's a link. You see https://streamyard.com PM2S3KK. All right, so that is it. The comment you see KBox TV, a KBox TV comment. That is the link. You can just set it up, and then I'll see you from here. So can you please take it away from there?
Well, Kofi, in a fight like this, I think AJ had just one game plan, and his game plan was just supposed to stand, take everything from this cruiserweight champion. Once you make him feel comfortable, definitely he's going to land a lot of punches. But when you keep the reach, how long can you move? Because AJ has a problem with his stamina. We've seen it in a lot of fights. So you shouldn't move at all. You should just be stable. Expect him to be throwing. Once he throws, you counter punch. Even not if precisely maybe you want the head, and you just keep counter punching. What is going to happen is that it will slow Usyk down. By the moment you want to keep the range,
all right, guys. I think I'm losing Daniel there. I hope I can. All right, guys. I think I'm losing Daniel there, but I will try and put him back again to see whether I can get him back online again. I was expecting AJ to really live up. Oh, okay. Welcome back, my brother.
Yeah, so like I was saying, when you stand and you want to keep the range and box like the way Usyk boxes, what is going to happen is that there's not going to be a lot of exchanges, and the time will elapse because you are technical. He's technical. He doesn't want to come in. You don't want to come in. But what is going to happen is that by the end of the 12 rounds, he's going to learn more because when it comes to the sweet science of boxing, it's more it's way ahead of Joshua. So all Joshua needed to do was just supposed to be like Ugas. What they fought, if he had a plus of Ugas versus Pacquiao, he would have won it easier. Because when you won the Ugas versus Pacquiao fight, Ugas was just standing. Come and punch me, and I'll just throw some. Come and punch me, and I'll just throw some. And at the point, Pacquiao was frustrated because he was taking a lot of punishment. So indirectly, Ugas throws the bigger shots. Pacquiao will be throwing a lot. But how many is Pacquiao is going to land? Ugas wasn't moving. And if Ugas are
I think I'm losing that again. But then let me say this real quick. Anthony Joshua was came into the fight 240 pound. That's the weight that he weighed, or his weight into the fight. That's the okay, bro. Welcome back. I think we are having some small internet issues, and but can you take it away?
Yeah, so like I'm saying, you see, when you want to fight a southpaw, you have to be very smart because they will be using the angles. So once you close the angles and you're at a particular place, you easily win the fight. But AJ was moving around, and I didn't get it at all. You see, even when at the point that he started moving around from the round 5 and round 6, he threw some body shots, and he landed so well. The body shot he threw, it affected the movement of Usyk. Usyk felt the power. So I was expecting that the round 7 when he comes, he should just come in for the exchange. Because you see, this guy doesn't throw bigger shots, but he'll be throwing many shots. So once you go for the exchange, what is going to happen is that there's going to be a lot of banters. If you throw 3 and he throws 5, your 3 is going to knock him down. And it's as simple as that. You see, anytime you go for the exchange, and Usyk is able to throw 10, and AJ land this 2, AJ will definitely knock him out.
Right.
So at the point, I didn't understand AJ. I didn't understand the fact that you will come in so well, then at the point you slow down. Slowing down for what? Are you scared of a boxer like Usyk? And you see, if AJ fought with fear in his fight with Andy Ruiz, although he won that fight beautifully, he fought with fear. And it's the same thing he did with Usyk. You're an heavyweight boxer. What you have to have in mind is that there's no fear. You go for the exchange. When you win, you win. And that's how come he won with Klitschko. When he fought with Klitschko, he had no fear. He went in for the bigger shot. And a fight that he even won with Klitschko, it was a lucky uppercut punch that won him the fight. At the point he was losing, he was out. That lucky power punch, the uppercut, that's what won him the fight. So you see, when he gets close to Usyk and they are clinching, all that comes into my head is that maybe the uppercut is coming. The uppercut is coming. The uppercut never comes. He will go back. They will start boxing again. And Kofi, there's no way you can outbox Usyk. Usyk has done it over and over and over again. There's no way you can outbox him.
I don't know why that thing is funny to me. You know why? For me, the reason why I'm laughing is that there was a trend, you know. If you have been following AJ, you realize that, I mean, after he lost to Andy Ruiz, before he lost to Andy Ruiz, he was that kind of knockout person. You know, he likes to fight with you, push you to the edge, and then he takes you out. You understand?
Yeah.
And then the loss came. When the loss came, we realized how vulnerable he was if a boxer can move and then land a very heavy punch. And so what did the team do? They were like, let's fall back to the basics of boxing. If you listen to the corner when he was fighting, they were like, move and then keep your jab. That wasn't what the corner should have told him. The corner should have told him to go in for a kill. Because the guy was moving better, was jabbing better, even with you being the person having the longer reach. He was jabbing better, moving better, using the head better. It was being, how do you say, Michael Ansa would say, Male, accurate. He was accurate in this punch. He was much accurate in the punches this time. And that was when, for me, that's what the thing went off for me. I was like, nah, AJ is going to lose this fight. You know, AJ was going to lose this fight for me because he wasn't accurate. He was playing to somebody who, see, if you watch Chisora versus Usyk and you watch Tony Bello versus Usyk, I don't think the corner of AJ watched the fight, because if they did, they realized that wasn't the plan for him. Because you're going to fight against somebody who will be moving the entire time. In fact, I sent a link to a friend to watch the fight, and then he was like, "Oh, Kofi, though Maga Usyk there, do he lose?" I'm like, "Why?" He said, "Oh, he doesn't think he can keep up the moving in the ring for 12 rounds." I'm like, that guy, he can move for 20 rounds, even if they give him the opportunity, he will move and then he will jab and very accurate. Let me go onto the link and then take some of the few comments, and then I come to you and then you tell me. I mean, I want to shift the conversation from what we've seen and what you think would have happened if we had seen an AJ versus Fury. So keep it in your mind. That's where I would want you to go. But then I want to respond to some of the comments that are coming in. And I have a lot of people on the stream at the moment. I have a Fela Champ Promotions with me. Real Ghana Boxing will also be joining us. Kojo will be joining us from the USA. I'm hoping that AIY Fight Hook also in UK can join us, because I'm sure he also watched the fight. A very solid Nigerian. You know, I love my Nigerian people. You know, Fela Champ, AY Fight Just, all those guys are my guys. I hope they can all jump on and we have a conversation. But let me go on some of the comments and read some of the comments. Joshua is a hot garbage. People are really pissed, and so I can understand Ray Day. Phil Graham is saying that Usyk was class, never doubted him. You know, I mean, if you've watched Usyk from when he was fighting during his Olympic days, and how calm and composed he's always before his fights, I can understand why Graham is saying that he's class. Hel Thomas said, Usyk dominated the entire match, which I really believe he dominated the fight. If I'm to give to score the fight, maybe I'll give Anthony Joshua like maybe 2 out of the 12 rounds. But most of the things went to him. Coming from Oladimeji Akinde, aka Fela Champ, he said he's a Mumu guy. Oh, my brother, I can understand, but yeah, I'm sure it's coming out of pain. Yeah, you expected better from Anthony Joshua. This is coming from Irene. Okay, Irene, we hear you. And this is coming in from Dennis Tego, one of our guests that we usually have on KBOXtv, also on Radio Guy in Accra, the only channel or the only radio station that have a full 2 hours for boxing. And it's being headed by this guy, Dennis Tego, on Radio Guy. Yes, he says that AJ has broken his heart, as you can see there. This is coming in from Felacha Begin. He said that AJ is not a Nigerian Ogofi. For you to explain to me why
Fela don't do like that.
but you tell me, my brother. And then he also said, I don't agree with you. Very soon he'll be joining us, and so definitely he will let me know why he's disowning his own brother today. But this coming from AIY Fight to say respect. Thank you, AIY Fight. Also coming in from Christian Chebuze, AJ was disconnected. I hope you can explain how disconnected AJ was. But before we go in, that I have some few comments coming in too as well. But before I join in, I have very, very big guys joining me. Fela Champ is waiting on the line. I can't keep a whole big man waiting for long. Same, I can also wait to add Kojo to the stream to tell me how it feels. You know, I like the African roots and the African connect anytime that there's an African representing us out there. So let me bring in all the guys now, and then we have a conversation at the moment. Kojo, welcome to KBOXtv. Fela Champ, welcome to KBOXtv.
Hey, peace.
Yeah.
Hi, Kofi, how are you?
I'm good, man. I hope you guys are all good, man.
Hey, good day, fellas. How are you?
Good. Now, let me go straight to Fela Champ, Oladimeji Akinde. Why is AJ not a boxer today? It's not a Nigerian today.
Okay. Firstly, to my Okay, firstly, to the best of my knowledge.
We can hear you. I know.
Are you there? Okay.
We can hear you. We can go. Yeah.
Okay. To the best of my knowledge, any country you were born, you are a citizen of that country. So that is to the best of my knowledge. And before the fight starts,
we can hear you, bro. So you can.
Before the fight starts,
yeah.
If you listen to the announcer, when the announcer wanted to announce Kingdom, not fighting out of Nigeria. You understand where I come from?
Yeah, that's not where you're coming from.
Fighting out of United Kingdom, not out of Nigeria. You understand? So I agree AJ origin is Nigeria, but he's not citizen of Nigeria.
Okay.
So that is the reason I said AJ is not in Nigeria.
Okay. You know, that reminds me of our own Isaac Dogbe when he was lifting the title and then going back and forth. At a point when he became the WBO Super Bantamweight champion, world champion, his team changed his nationality from Ghana to UK on boss rank. You know.
So,
and I asked myself, I mean, why you guys do that? Like, you guys are not proud representing the motherland. But if you're looking for fans, like for instance, when AJ lost to Andy Ruiz, the first place he went was Nigeria. Some way, somehow, he got the power to jump back to beat the guy. You know what I'm saying? When you guys want inspiration, you always want to come back home. But when you guys are like have the hype and everything, you want to run away from the motherland. We don't deserve to be associated with the victory when you guys win the titles or something. But anyway, that was just by the way. Now, Akenji, you watched the fight. What is your or what are your reactions after watching the fight?
Sound muted.
Yeah, we can barely hear you. I think something's wrong with your listening because we can barely hear you. Oh, you have muted your mic. I see here.
I think it's okay now, right?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Also, if
Okay.
you have YouTube playing
So
in the background,
me,
you want to turn that off.
I'm not disappointed.
Mhm,
I always tell my friends,
mhm,
as a boxer, I respect anybody that goes to the ring and come down, no matter the outcome of the fight. So,
mhm,
but to me, AJ is not a good fighter.
mhm, mhm,
That is all I always tell my friends.
mhm.
And most of my friends, because we are Nigerians, they will say, "Hey, I don't like AJ." That is the reason I'm saying all that. Are you there?
Yeah, we are here. We can hear you.
Okay, so they will say that is the reason because you don't like AJ. That is the reason you're saying that. So AJ is a one-way fighter.
Mhm,
He doesn't have solution on the rings. He doesn't have
mhm,
solution on the ring. As a fighter, at least you must have 3 to 4 different styles. If
mhm,
one doesn't work for you, the other will work. If the
mhm,
other one doesn't work, one will work for you out of your four styles of boxing. AJ
mhm,
only have one style of boxing, which is the power.
mhm.
So
Yeah.
as you can see, today's match,
Mhm,
today's show against Usyk, Usyk
mhm,
only outboxed AJ with good pattern
mhm,
from the first 3 rounds. Usyk
mhm,
was really protected, guiding
yeah.
up with his head movement and
Mhm,
leg movement and
mhm,
landing perfectly.
mhm,
So out of 1 to 12 round, AJ only, to me, I'm not a judge, but to me, AJ only won in the 6th round. To
mhm,
me, AJ
mhm,
only won in the 6th round. I saw AJ cut him like some power right hand,
mhm.
like 2 or 3 times. That make me give the round to AJ. So apart from that, I wait. After he make AJ get tired by movement, skipping most of AJ's punches, and now him is walking to AJ. He's not even scared of him anymore. Can you see how many times he landed his power hand on AJ's head?
Right.
Everything is just going bang, 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 like So he
Yeah.
outboxed AJ.
Yeah.
After the fight, immediately I started calling my friends. If I analyze boxing for you guys, me, I'm a boxer. I know the game. If
Mm.
I analyze boxing for you guys, listen, it's not like because I hate AJ. It's, it's a Nigerian like me. It's not matter of hatred.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
always say to them, to me, Deontay will beat AJ. Sorry to say this. Deontay will knock AJ out.
Mhm, mhm,
Tyson
mhm,
Fury will beat AJ to me.
mhm,
And I
mhm.
always tell my friend, if I'm an heavyweight, I will beat AJ because he's a one-way fighter. Just one way, one pattern. Do you see the way he was like this with his punches and looking the way the guy was displaying in his front? He can't even do nothing.
Yeah.
So I don't write him off. I respected him going
Mhm,
there, put his life on the line, to entertain with the boxing fans. I
mhm,
respected him. I love him. He's a
mhm,
brother. But we have to be honest.
mhm,
There was this. I was on this group. People started writing, talking about rematch. I said if they fight for 10 times, this guy will
mhm,
beat AJ for 10 times.
mm,
AJ will never even see a draw.
mm. interesting analysis coming in from Akenji. I really appreciate you for coming on, Fela Champ, for sharing your opinion. Fela Champ is a promoter for Fela Champ Promotions. Recently, he was in Nigeria. I think last month he had a show back in Nigeria where, he's been doing his best to give Nigerian fighters the opportunity for them to exhibit their skills. And he's a Nigerian, and today he's explained why Anthony Joshua is not Nigerian, because he says when the commentator is come, or when the ring announcer was introducing Anthony Joshua, he said fighting out of the UK. He didn't say fighting out of Nigeria. But yeah, I'm left. I have Kojo here as the manager or managing editor or the content provider for Real Ghana Boxing. He's also one of the guys that is helping Ghanaian fighters achieve their dreams of becoming better fighters. And I've had him on my show many, many times. And today, I'm very blessed to have him once again for him to share his knowledge and how he saw the fighters' reactions. You know, I would like to get it from him because he is one of the best boxing analysts that we have in Ghana. And he's based in the US and he's very closer to the game. So, yeah. Kojo, welcome to KBOXtv once again.
Hey man, thanks, man. Long time, man. A long time.
Real long time. Real long time.
Yeah, you know,
we've been trying to get in touch, but yeah, Anthony Joshua's brought us together once again.
Yeah, man. Hey man, you know, I don't necessarily agree with our brother, man, Fela, man. You know, because they people, you know, they could say the same about me, bro. I wasn't born in Ghana, but you know, I'm connected. I would throw my U.S. citizenship away for Ghana. I got I'm a dual citizen, bro. I don't even like the U.S., bro. But I mean, he's half and half, bro. I mean, the guy ain't gonna be able to connect like you know, if he's not, you know, consistently going, you know what I'm saying. But that don't mean he's less of a person than anyone else. But I don't really agree. I hate when people do that, bro. But anyways, when it comes to the fight, man, I was talking to a couple people, man, and I think it's his coaching, man. It's like they train to try to box with a boxer, bro. I mean, a master class boxer at that, you know. And it's unfortunate, man, because I mean he was. I talked to Ronnie Shields, man, which is, you know, a major coach in the U.S.
I watched that video before I watched it yesterday.
Oh, okay. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, I mean, he had to come in and bully him and kind of, because he had to make the adjustment, because, you know, Ruiz is a heavyweight, you know, had power. Usyk is coming up, you know, so why not? He had to at least plan to make the adjustment to, like, okay, Usyk is probably less like powerful, so why not be more aggressive, you know? Why try to? He was supposed to box Ruiz. That's how he was supposed to win that fight. But the first fight he got, you know, trigger happy and got caught. Then the second fight he made the adjustment, you know. So I'm like, I'm thinking this is like I don't know. I want to say he lost fair and square, but he'd probably come back with an adjustment and may be more aggressive. Maybe.
I saw something that I was like, I feel Joshua lost from the corner, like you're saying, because the corner should have seen that he was losing from up to the 5th round, because the jab and then the boxing wasn't working for him. Ideally, they should have come up with some different game plans, working or different, you know, strategy in the gym to say, okay, if this is not working, we'll switch to this. But I kept hearing the corner say was like, stick to the jab, stick to the basics, and it wasn't working.
No. Yeah, man. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I think he needs to change his coach, bro. I mean, because why do something that's not working? Why keep doing it? It's like I think that's all they trained for, man. I think that was all they trained for, and they didn't have a plan B, you know. And the fact of this guy's coming up from cruiserweight, everybody sitting back, no, man, you gotta welcome this guy to the heavyweight division, man. You gotta go in there, and I call it bang him out, man, because this guy's a cruiserweight, man. If you look at Chisora fight, Chisora was landing on him like crazy. So why not throw? Man, it was so disappointing, man.
Something was off for me, because I was watching the fight and I told my wife that, hey, it looks like your man is going to lose, because it was so very obvious. You're going to a fight, you've lost weight for the fight. you're going to basically you're just adjusting your body to somebody that is coming from the cruiserweight or the light heavyweight. Why do you even was it even necessary for Anthony Joshua to lose weight to go fight Usyk?
I mean, you know, it's because his condition. I think his carrying all that muscle at the end, like later in the rounds, it messes with his fatigue. He starts to become more fatigued. So I think that was his point for losing some weight and losing some muscle. But yeah, you may be right, because if he would have carried the weight, the heavier muscle advantage, I mean, his strategy should have been to be more aggressive and attack and you know, but it's easier said than done because Usyk has angles, and then he's like, you know, maybe, you know, if they would have trained to be more aggressive and go to the body early, the fight may have been different, you know. But I mean, that's easy for us to say, you know.
I look at the Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua. Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury first fight, yeah. And when I look at that fight, I saw Deontay Wilder a little bit not like very big, but a little bit more like heavier than the second time that he fought Tyson Fury. They realized that with the second fight, Tyson Fury came in very, very heavy. He wasn't just he didn't come in just, even though he looked trimmed and trained, but he was heavy, and he could put the whole weight on Tyson Fury. On Deontay Wilder. That alone could wear you out before he moves back to jab or to move or to point. And you're going to fight somebody that we are all saying that is coming from cruiserweight. I mean, the difference between it. Why do you even have to lose weight? Okay, let me put that aside. I understand that you lost a fight to a Mexican who was good. Maybe he was moving better than you, but then you had to make the adjustment because you realized that was the way to beat somebody who couldn't move better than you. Was it necessary for him to make that adjustment? So that's what I want to ask you. Was it important that he made any adjustment at all, like in terms of physique, to go fight Usyk?
The adjustment was needed because you realize when he fought Pulev in his last fight.
Yes.
At a point, he gas out. It's someone who doesn't have stamina. So when you're going to fight an opponent like Usyk, in as much you must focus on power punches. You must be in a shape whereby it can last you the 12 rounds. And he was able to last these 12 rounds because of the little weight he lost. But like you are saying, the team must understand. They must understand the sports of boxing. Each fighter and the way you go to face him. You see, they had a lot of things wrong when it comes to Usyk. Like you are saying, when you started throwing the body shots, it was working for him. Why did you stop? And as a fighter, once you enter first round, second round, third round, by the third round, you should know whether your opponent you are fighting, his power can hurt you or is someone you can endure. And from the 1 round to round 4 or 5, you could see that Usyk's power wasn't really a problem to AJ. But if he doesn't take it and he takes him to the distance, first of all, you don't have the stamina. And if he goes to the distance, it means that you're going to take a lot of punishment. And that little drop of punches is going to actually wear you down. And that is what happened in the round 12. So I think his team, everybody keeps talking about it. AJ needs a better team because AJ has a lot of work to do. He has a lot of work to do. And if you want to maintain his coach, it's difficult. You see, it's more. Boxing is in the US. You see, if you want to learn some things in boxing, go to the US, go to Mexico, go to Cuba. Learn. That is when you can learn technicalities when it comes to boxing. If you are in the UK, the only thing you are going to get is that you'll be known by a lot of people. And you see, when it comes to disgrace, like he was being disgraced today, a lot of people too will get to know that you're nobody. So it needs to move around. Even if you want to maintain your coach, go to Mexico, go to Cuba, go to the US. There are coaches there that they understand the game, they're able to read. And the last thing too is that if you want to pay attention, if AJ's team were really paying attention, the lot of comments that were coming from the US were really technical advice and comments that were coming out. People were making a lot of criticism that were really important, that if you want to study, you can make changes and you adjust. Well, I don't know, Charlie. It's sad. It's sad.
Charlie is sad. Charlie is sad. Charlie is sad. Kojo, you watched the fight yourself. Let me get your reaction on the entire fight.
Yeah, like I mean, he's right, bro. The coaching, man, has to change, man. I think you need a coach, maybe like if it's from the US, you get a US coach that can bring the dog out of you. You know what I'm saying? These guys are too nice to him, bro. They too nice to him. And yeah, they too nice to him. So when you have a guy who
man, they have to be nice to him.
Man, look, bro, man. So like the first few rounds, man, I knew he was gonna try to fill him out, but you welcome this guy to the heavyweight division, and like you're saying, you lean on him, you bully him around. I know that AJ style. Look, he could go back to how he fought Dillian White, man. He got Dillian. He went in there and went to war with Dillian White, and sometimes it's necessary. Why not eat a few shots and just make sure you land your shots? Then you grab them, lean on them. That's what the old heavyweights used to do. That's what Lennox Lewis did. That's what Lennox Lewis did to Tyson. Lennox Lewis did that to Evander Holyfield, man. These guys, man, because even when you look at Usyk's his last few fights when he had Chaz Witherspoon, he didn't even want to get touched by him.
He didn't want to get that.
And then he fought Chisora. He was moving around. He had some problems with that. So it seemed like they just didn't study, man. And I'm just surprised at that level, man. They're supposed to have things together. But and then my last thing I want to say is that 12th round, man. It's like, you losing, and he's like, I guess he was gassed out because he was on the ropes, ducking and dodging, getting hit. And then after the bell rings, he goes sits on a stool. Like, I mean,
man, he was tired.
He was.
But that's a particular thing with AJ. When he's having a bad day, he can't mentally overcome it. If you study him, if he's having a bad day, it affects him. You see, like around 12 like this, you're having a bad day, you need to make a statement. And you see, the judges that they are there, they are there for AJ because the cash cow is the one that will pull the 90,000 people to come. But you need to show them something little. You see, from the round 8, round 9, you knew you were losing. Just pick that 3 rounds, and they would have made it a draw. They would have given you the decision win. That's all they were waiting for. But you see, the round 12 confirmed everything because round 12, you were not attacking. This guy nearly knocked you out. How can the judges come in and give you a decision or make it draw?
Do you think that if Usyk had 20 more seconds, he would have knocked Joshua out in the 12th?
Oh, that's for me. Yeah, man. I
think, most definitely.
The fatigue. Yeah, he was tired, man. He was gassed out. This about somebody. I never seen a fighter at the end of the fight go sit on a stool, man. Usually they walking around, had their hands up, saying, "Look, I won." Maybe if they didn't win, they still trying to put on the act like they won. This guy went and sat. He was gassed out, man. And he was done, man. And if it lasted 30 more seconds, but he would have got stopped, man. I don't know about stopped. He would have went down like he did with Ruiz, But
right. Now, did you think this is a proper statement, or Usyk has given a correct or has made a very good account of himself in the heavyweight after this victory? Can you hear me?
You see, good. At that point, you know what AJ was doing.
I'm listening. I'm listening. I think your feed is a little bit delayed, but we can hear you.
Could you say that again?
I'm asking that, do you think that Usyk has made a very good statement or a very solid statement in the heavyweight division now with this victory?
Yeah, Govi.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you put out a question again?
Okay, I'm asking that, do you think that Oleksandr Usyk has made we've lost him. But Kojo, so Usyk has properly or has become a unified heavyweight champion on his first attempt in the heavyweight division. Man. Would you say that he has made a very solid statement in the heavyweight division by this victory?
Man, the guy has to be number. I mean, he's battling for #1 spot, man. I mean, who does that, man? Become unified in his first attempt, man. Unless he loses the rematch, man. Because I don't see that I didn't even think the guy could take a punch from Joshua, honestly, man. But it's the one of the commentators was saying that, you know, yeah, he's taking punches from like some heavy hitting cruiserweights, you know. So the fact, yeah, he's shown that he could take a big shot from AJ, you know, Joshua, and you know, the guy he's too fast. He's a hybrid, man. Like those problems. He's like a big Lomachenko, bro. Like those problems are hard to deal with, man. Unless you like I think Fury is gonna probably be able to solve that problem because he'll lean on him, you know, Fury. But who knows, man? It's amazing, man. I like boxing, man, because you just don't know, man. You get these crazy.
No, before this fight, I was listening to Tyson Fury, and then he said that Usyk has been fooling all of them, quote unquote, as in he's giving a very shambolic performance of himself in the last 2 fights, and so it's sort of posing in a way that he's not a very good fighter. But he feels that he will go into this AJ fight and then we will see the very best of him. Do you think we saw the very best of Oleksandr Usyk some few hours ago?
Nah, man. I think he was kind of he went into the fight maybe a little unsure of how he was going to deal with AJ, and then I think during the fight he started figuring out, oh, this ain't that difficult. And then that's when he started to, you know, he was using a lot of angles. He took the punch. He was countering, you know, better. And that made AJ more shy. I'm just surprised AJ didn't have like a 2-3. He wasn't throwing more, you know. But then I think the rematch, I think it may get him in some trouble because he may get a little too comfortable. And then AJ, hopefully AJ could become more aggressive. And then, you know, but it's all if, man. You know, but I think it's just the beginning, man. I think, man, hey, the guy is good, man. I have nothing negative to say about. I mean, the guy is like, he's a bigger version of. He's probably better than Lomachenko, honestly, because he's gone undisputed, man, already, and he can go undisputed again, man. If you know, So
he said he's been training since January. He's been locked out from his family since January. Been training for this fight, and we've been seeing Anthony Joshua doing a lot of media tours, talking about Tyson Fury, talking about Deontay Wilder. Would you say that Joshua wasn't focused or wasn't really paying attention to the opponent that he had to fight? He was overlooking him and looking at other opponents that, in his opinion, thought they were better than Oleksandr Usyk.
Yeah, you know, man. You know, I'm gonna quote a famous boxer, man, late great Marvin Hagler. He said, "Man, when you, it ain't the same when you sleeping in, you know, silk pajamas, bro. Like this AJ is a rich man, you know, and hey, man, I don't think he's not taking it like he used to, man. When he was hungry, man. Right. Now he's rich, you know." He's looking at it like, man, I don't think his desire is not like it used to be. So yeah, I don't think too many interviews possibly. I think they didn't think that it was going to be this difficult, man. And I don't know how. I mean, you look at this guy's career, Usyk's career, man. I mean, that's a difficult fight, man. I don't know, man.
You know, Tony Bello was as part of the judges. Oh, sorry, he was how do I say it? Part of the
commentator.
You know, on the zone talking to the lady, and then he said that he feels that Oleksandr Usyk is the greatest Ukrainian boxer of all time. Daniel, do you agree that Usyk is the greatest Ukrainian boxer of all time after the performance that you saw against Anthony Joshua?
Well, if I'll say that, I'll talk about the cruiserweight. If at the cruiserweight, I may say he's the greatest boxer to ever come from Ukraine. But the heavyweight, he lost to Joshua because Joshua wasn't focused. It's simple as that. Because, I mean, if you have a good plan, look at the experience of Pacquiao and Ugas. When Pacquiao faced Ugas had a solid plan. When Pacquiao moves like this, he just counterpunch. He was counterpunching Pacquiao the whole time. He won the fight. Pacquiao may complain about his movement not being. You see, once you have a good plan, like Mayweather does, Mayweather will read the fight. Mayweather doesn't take any of his opponents for granted. Even when he was making millions, legacy was important to him. The millions was important to him. The million to keep continue coming was important to him. And these are the things that makes you a true champion. Because once you become a champion, people will start having negative thoughts about you. Some may say you are not this, you are not that. But you see, you have to just keep those people at where they belong. And AJ wasn't doing that. AJ wasn't doing that. I mean, at a point, I had fear for AJ. But when you kept watching the interviews and his promo videos, it was a lot. And in all his promo videos, at a point, you saw no fear in him, which was very good. But he didn't transform it into the ring. He was fighting. He was so fearful of the guy, and that is what I didn't understand at all. He fought this guy like when he fought Andrew Lewis in the second fight. You see, you don't fight with fear. And you see, if AJ wants to make a big statement, he wants to keep Lenos quiet, he wants to keep most of the boxers in the US quiet, because at the point he took boxing over from the US. He was a boxer that will bring all the numbers, and the politics won't go for you. So once you know all this, a lot of things are working against you. You're a black man as well. All these things are working against you. What you have to do is you have to keep focus. You have to be like Mayweather. Behave like the Mayweather, because he is the black guy that has been able to do it. And AJ was fighting out of fear. And that is what I didn't understand at all. Like, it was crazy. Fighting Usyk and you were fighting out of fear. Even when he fought Pulev, it was better. The confidence was there, chasing Pulev here and there. But this guy comes to you. You have the reach, you have everything. He didn't make use of anything at all. The fear was too much. The fear was too much. And
I had this very funny comment coming in since you were talking about boxing politics. I say that somebody said, Kofi, they robbed us. They robbed us. Did the referee rob the fight for
Wait, this fight?
This fight.
I don't.
Kofi, they robbed us. I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, yeah, they robbed us. Did they rob? Was the judgment a fair reflection of what you saw in the ring a few hours ago?
Bro, fellas, man, this was it was unanimous decision, man. I mean, and Joshua went and sat down. He knew he lost, bro. Like, you never see something like that, man. A winner supposedly, think at the end of the fight, go sit on my stool. Like, I'm that gassed out, man. Man, speaking of being robbed, let me just go say this real quick. We was all robbed. We should have had Wilder and Joshua years ago, man. Now, who wants to see that fight? Nobody. I don't want to see it. No. But I mean, so we talk about robbery, man. When you're supposed to have a fight, you fight, man. These guys had fight lined up, man. Could you imagine, man, how a fight would have been between Wilder and Joshua? I don't want to go off into that, but I'm just saying. I'm just thinking about that after AJ lost. He has to. He's gonna maybe he takes the rematch and like you saying, he can't fight with fear, like the brother's saying, man. He can't fight with fear, man. He has to take the rematch and be aggressive, and he has to hurt him early, bro. And he has to lean on him, like make the adjustment, bro. Like why are you trying to box with a masterclass boxer? It doesn't make sense. I mean, I had a friend tell me that they watched some training video of Joshua, and the trainer's telling him repeatedly to just do one specific thing. Like, man, I think he didn't prepare right for this fight. That's what it seemed like. He didn't prepare, and it just exposed. It was exposed,
Right. I've heard Kojo's advice. That's if he takes a rematch, what he would like him to see, that he should bully Oleksandr Usyk. Now, Josh, Daniel, I want to ask you, if Joshua goes for the rematch, what would be your advice to him to be able to win the fight against Usyk?
He should fight like he has nothing to lose. You see, Usyk can't be an heavyweight great. It's not possible. There's no way he can do that. He fought. Oh no. Like you see, when you have a boxer who is not focused, or you have a boxer whose team don't really understand the sport of boxing today, this is what is likely to happen. Because you see, I feel they should be learning. When the moment Mike Tyson tasted defeat, he feared punch. At the point when Mike Tyson is coming to you, he's also scared you can punch him because he started feeling that pain. And at that point, the only thing you need is a psychologist. You see, everything is inside here. When Mike Tyson started and he was punching people, he was taking every shot, but he would still come at you. But the day he tasted defeat, he changed everything. At a point, he would tell you, yes, and he was punching me. Well, how do you want me to take my face? You see, those things are the psychological things that Mike Tyson was experiencing. And if you study AJ, my only fear for AJ was the fact that at a point they started fighting with fear. You see, it's boxing, it's heavyweight division. I'm telling you, see, if you should pair Usyk with Wilder will destroy this guy easily with just a punch. Because AJ's punches that he was throwing, he wasn't landing them fully. But when he threw the body shot, what happened? Usyk moved back, he had to start running back. And that should tell you that the guy is feeling your pain. He's feeling your punches. Your punches is causing him pain. So what you have to do now is you have to realize, okay, I can take his punch. If I take his punch, this is the way I react. If I throw mine, this is the way he reacts. Okay, then let me go in. If he will land more, definitely. If he lands 10 and I throw 4, definitely I'll knock him out because I have the power. And it happened with you when you fought Dillian White. When you fought Dillian White landed a lot of shots. But when you landed that power punch, he won that fight. You see, AJ needs a good team. Like your man is saying, you see, they are too friendly with him. And it's like the fear. Charlie, if I go talk something, they will feel commot me. You see, if you do that, you can't win matches. Right. The reason why I keep telling you that Wilder is likely to win the rematch is that Wilder is a different person in training today. When you see him, it's a different person in training. When you see the body shot.
Let me not cut you. Yeah. If I watch Wilder now, I go like, you man, this guy is talking with some I'll kill you sort of vibe. But when did you continue?
Exactly. Kofi, that was boxing today. Boxing, everything is in the mind. Usyk came to fight in front of 90,000 UK fans. Usyk fought Tony. When he fought Tony, did you see the UK fans don't like Usyk at all? So he had a bigger problem as compared to AJ. Because you are coming in front of these fans again, they don't like you. But this guy came, he had a plan, stick to his plan. He was just doing his thing. And Charlie, like AJ has lost everything because honestly, me being a fan, they have to show me something really big. But I strongly believe in a rematch, he's going to win. Right. In a rematch, if he has the right team, he will win it easily.
Okay. Let me go through some of the comments because I'm not being fair to some of the comments coming in. This is coming in from Nimrod Bars. He said that I'm very disappointed. There's also coming in from AY Cook. He said respect. A few comments. Somebody says, okay, well said. AJ is fighting with fear now. That's what somebody agrees with what you're saying. He said, I think the corner of was afraid of AJ going in and blow himself out because of AJ's load up with the punches. He will probably gas out. I'm sure he also agrees with what you guys are also saying that he is becoming too muscular and maybe he will gas out. That's why he wasn't throwing much of the punches. Larry Prince said, you didn't see the best of Usyk. I can do much better. That's a statement to all heavyweights out there. The gold medalist, undisputed cruiserweight champion, and now WBA, WBO, IBF, IBO heavyweight champion. I mean, that's a lot of accolades to the credit of Oleksandr Usyk. He's done well for himself. Let's be honest. A gold medalist, undisputed cruiserweight, and then now a WBA, WBO, IBF. Do we still talk IBO anyway? But yeah, he has it. He's just coming on. I'm asking why AJ is not using this right hand. Can anybody respond to him? I mean, he's asking why AJ couldn't use the right hand. Kojo.
Hey, because Usyk wasn't there, man. He tried it. He missed, man. You know, Joshua, man. Hey, man. The guy, I guess Usyk hits harder than we all think. You know, or we all thought. You know, that could have been it too, man. Because it could have. That's maybe the reason why Joshua wasn't coming in. And also, you know, when timing and speed, man, that's people are very afraid of that, man, in the ring, bro. Like, you know, they don't want to get hit with stuff they can't see coming, you know. So, but yeah, Joshua, man, the brother's right, man. Once he took that shot from Ruiz, it really messed his whole career up, bro. Like, he's afraid to get hit, bro, and that's what we're seeing today. That's it. And he can't land the right because, you know, he has to worry about a counter, you know. So, oh man.
Interesting. Donatien Hakpati, I'm sure you've got a response. Greetings from Germany to all boxing fans. I was right with my prediction. Usyk is technically superior. He also went in to say that he made history next to Evander Holyfield. Yes. AY Fight said maybe we will see AJ back in Nigeria again. Maybe if he comes to Nigeria, he will get the power that he needs to go back, you know, to get. I said, I beg, don't throw your US citizenship away. I'm just
Bro, I'm pretty close to it, man. I'm pretty much done here, man.
AJ lost round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This coming in from Blair from YouTube. He said Usyk was simply sensational, which is true. This also coming in from KT. It's true. Had he come in heavy and strong, he would have he would have done better. Okay, he says that he was too heavy with Rude, not fit enough, adjusted and won. He came in too light with Usyk. Need to pack on the muscle and strength and just go for the kill. Joshua was too relaxed and confidently working like he already won. He wasn't focused enough. I think.
You see, with what people must understand now with AJ's physique has nothing to do with him now. Everything now is his mindset. And this defeat is going to destroy this guy if he doesn't get the right people around him. I'm telling you, if he doesn't get the right people around him, it's going to destroy him. Because look at it, he's going to lose a lot from Sky. Sky Sports already had a problem with him because they want him to sign. Now, Ace in stuck with the zone. Networks are playing politics. The US is playing politics because they want boxing back to the US. So a lot of things are happening now. And now the promoter Eddie has no time for AJ now. Eddie has no time for AJ. Look at the number of fighters Eddie has now. And right now, Eddie wants someone who can give him that consistency. AJ can't do that. So he was trying to get Canelo because you see, once you have Canelo, you know you can be having shows in the UK. You can be having shows everywhere, and you are sure that your winning chances are about 80%. AJ is not giving all these things. So now, psychologically, what is going to happen in the next few months is that everybody is going to shift, and it happens with boxing. Once you lose, everybody is going to shift. Now we are going to pay attention. Just next month, Wilder and Fury is going to fight. The whole world will shift. It will be nothing. And this is a time that it needs right people. He needs the correct people that understand boxing, not just correcting him, but also helping him to become that heavyweight boxer we know him to be. So it's not really about he adjusting his weight and coming in. You see, his mindset. Right now, you're fighting with fear. So regardless of how you position your weight, you will still come in and you are still scared that you'll be beaten.
Right.
We shouldn't be so. You have to have a winning mentality.
Right.
So AJ needs a solid team now.
Is AJ becoming like the Conor McGregor in MMA? You know, where the money is in now, and so now all you have to do is go to Dubai and then work and go and throw baseball in America and then come back to US and UK. Is that what is happening to AJ now?
Oh man, AJ, man. Nah, I just think, man, he hasn't gone too far off that way, man. I think it just he just has to have the right game plan, man, when he come into these fights, man. Like, don't apply the Ruiz game plan, with this guy, So I think I think he still got the hunger somewhat, man. I just think, man, we'll see, man. I don't know. I don't know, man.
All right. There are some very interesting fights that boxing fans want to see, in the heavyweight division. Definitely, even with AJ lost, I'm sure people would like to see him fight against Tyson Fury because it will be a very big British fight. And AJ versus Deontay Wilder is also a fight that people would like to see because it was almost made, and then Wilder lost his title, and then everything had to just go back. And definitely with Usyk coming into the game or bringing this victory onto the table, if he's still able to keep these titles after the rematch or whoever he fights next, then it means he's keeping his or he's solidifying his position that he can become another undisputed champion in the heavyweight division. These fights or these fighters Kojo, if you are to pick or to make a fight as a matchmaker, which of them will be your top fight? And I want to know why.
You know, oh man, because Tyson Fury, man, right now is I can't see. Look, man, Wilder. I'm not biased, man. Like I go for Wilder, but I don't see how he's gonna beat Tyson Fury, bro. I don't see it, man. Like it, because how can you change yourself in a matter of a year or 6 months to a year, you know? And then but the excuse thing kind of threw me off of Wilder, so I can't really put my money on Wilder. I can't do it, man. You know, when it comes, it looks like it's out of Fury. Unfortunately, man, it's out of Fury. Usyk, man, like Fury is definitely the number one for obvious reasons. You know, he's proved it. So let's see in 2 weeks or 1 week or what is it? October 9th. Let's see. Yeah, let's see, because he's gonna have to end Wilder's career, man. And
you think if he loses this fight, if Wilder loses this fight, he's gonna retire?
Yeah, the way how you talk, and the brother's talking about mentality, man. The way how Wilder is, he don't look what happened in the press conference before Fury supposedly caught COVID. You know, he didn't even want to talk, bro. That's how far gone he is, man. He's like, man, if he takes another bad loss, I don't see him coming back from this, man. I hope, I just don't, man. The way how he is, man. Look at he lost one time. He fires his coach. He says the coach spiked his water. You know, he said Fury got metal in his gloves. Like, what's gonna happen with this fight, man? If he gets the same thing happens, like you know, so but hey, if he knocks him out, then we got a whole new discussion, man. We got a whole new but hey, I'm really worried though. How would Wilder deal with Usyk though, man? Like that's something else, man.
That's something else. That's something. So so I was asking Kojo, I mean, with the names that we have in heavyweight now, if you were a matchmaker, what would be your top five, your top two fights, and why?
Top two fight. That's a difficult one, but as it stands now, the Wilder and Fury fight looks more interesting. It looks more interesting because Wilder knocked him out without skills. As raw as he was able to knock him out. Now the second fight, the fight should have ended long ago, but Wilder was able to show some endurance. Even though it was beaten flat, he showed some endurance. Now the third fight, from the way I'm looking at, now I see Wilder working on some body shots, working on some footworks. It's not that great, but I feel he has learned something. And his team around him, I feel that Scott has been very good. O'Malley Scott has been very good to in his team, like preparing him and all that. Sometimes when Wilder doesn't want to talk, he goes in to talk, giving good explanations and stuff. So I feel if that is what is really transforming at camp, and they are working towards these things, and his mindset, Wilder's mindset, he feels he's going to win the fight again, is perfect. The reason why it is perfect is that Wilder is a true heavyweight. He has no skills, but all that he has is a power. And when you look at his fight, usually he's able to even land his power at the latter rounds. And if you have an heavyweight who will be beaten from 1 round, so let's say 10, 9, 11, 12, and he can still punch you to go down and not get up, it means he has something. You see, that is what makes Wilder that important. And the next fight I would like to see is Wilder versus Usyk, because that was going to be sweet science of boxing and just power. It's going to be science and power. And I believe strongly that if that fight should happen, Wilder can likely win that fight with just one punch. You see, the way I see Usyk today, I feel Usyk in the heavyweight is easy for you to beat Usyk as compared to the cruiserweight. Because the cruiserweight, the punches you throw, he can take it and he can absorb it. But what did we see when he fought Chisora? Chisora doesn't have that power punch. But at the point when Chisora threw some punches, it was like he was pushing him down and all that. And same thing happened with AJ. AJ threw some body shots and he felt it. He had to go back, readjust before he comes forward. Now, can he stand a full power lunge from Wilder. And you see, Wilder as a fighter, Wilder doesn't throw precise punch.
That's what you mean.
It's going to come from everywhere. And that's going to be a true heavyweight win between a cruiserweight and a heavyweight boxer. So I feel that fight. So my first fight is Fury versus Wilder. And the next one, I would like to see Usyk versus Wilder. Once that thing works, what I'm talking about, especially with Wilder, once it works, everybody can beat Usyk.
Okay.
Yo, but Wilder, man, it's one dimensional. He's one dimensional. Usyk seems to have a very large gap with experience, man, boxing. So what if he just does with Fury and just avoids getting hit the whole night, man? Unless but you said though, they train and maybe Wilder has made the adjustment to do other things than just throw the right hand, you know. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's an interesting point there.
Yeah. All right, guys.
I feel personally, Usyk with Wilder, what's going to happen is that where, like you are saying, Usyk is a very focused person, and that's what might work for him.
Let me not cut you. I saw Usyk, man. I saw a fighter who doesn't blink. I mean, I saw a fighter who was focused from round 1 to round 4. No mistake. As he made mistakes, but the mistake is like focus from round 1 to round 12. He stick to the card. This is how we're going. And when he started working for him, he didn't change it. He really had. I mean, it's very difficult to fight fighters who can move like he did 12 rounds in a heavyweight. And don't forget that he has gained a lot of weight to make this particular fight. If you look at the way you see some of it, you could even see some of the stomach fat. And I was like, when I saw it, I was like, looks like this guy is fat. Can he fight? You know? Yeah, let me hear you. What you have to say.
I just want to say, man, I wish that Joshua had Wilder's mentality, man. Like, can you imagine that killer mentality, man? That dog mentality. If he had that mentality, there's no way you could beat him, man. Like, but he just don't have it.
We're too friendly, taking selfies together. Is this somebody you can fight?
You see, that's the point with where AJ now. What AJ needs now is that wicked mentality. Every punch you throw it with wicked intentions. It's too nice. You see, even when you watch his knockout, most of his knockouts, they are too nice. Like, it's something that is being taught. When you pick it, it's like a textbook. Friendly for people to learn. You see, it's heavyweight. Let it be scary. You see, when people watch Mike Tyson today, they can feel it. They can feel how brutal the heavyweight was. When you watch AJ, it's very beautiful. Like, you boss, you throw, you counter punch, and the opponent goes down. No, it's not the storybook. Like I say, you see, yes, AJ has a footwork. AJ is a complete boxer. He has a power punch, but he's too nice.
He's still fighting like or he still wants to fight like the Olympics, or he's taking the fight like Olympic Games.
Oh no! Even the Olympics, he did better than what he fought with. What he fought with Usyk, he was scared throughout. The round eight, he was supposed to come give it all out because he had lost about 5 rounds to 6. He has lost about 5 to 6 rounds coming into the round 8. So that is when you start killing the game, and you see, there's no arm. You see, AJ is the kind of guy that if he goes down, he would like to come up. If you knock him down, he will get up. He will definitely get up. So if you have that kind of thing with you, why don't you go for the heavy shots? And if you are landed about, you see the full punch is like landing it fully, very close range. If you are landed about 3 of it, you see could have been done. I'm telling you.
Now let's talk about the British fans. Okay, a lot of them went to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium to go watch Anthony Joshua. He's the first fight that Joshua lost. He lost in the States. I can say that yes, the British fans went to support him, but I can confidently say most of the people that went to watch the fight would also be Americans because they were already in America. So, and then he has always won he has won almost all the fights that he's participated in UK. And unfortunately, this fight against the Ukrainian in London, he lost. Kojo, what would this how would this affect Anthony Joshua psychologically going into the next fight?
Yeah, man. You know, it seemed like to me, man. It seemed like he wants the immediate rematch. I don't. It seemed like because when he walked back, it's kind of. I think it wasn't it the same when he lost to Ruiz. He just left the ring. I mean, I think, man, I'm not gonna totally throw Joshua away, like throw him in the trash, man. I think the guy, I still like the guy, man, as a boxer, man. I think let's see, because you know when they say you come down, let's see him get back up, man, because that's what he does, man. He did that. He's already proven that he can bounce back, you know. So let's give. I think man, that's a good question, man, because the way how that 12 round ended, man, it's something there that's he's not, I don't know, man. He's not he's weak. Yeah, he's weak in some points, man. But I mean, like any other human, man, he can go back to the drawing board and correct some errors, man. But I just think, man, the guy, I think he knew maybe at the end I didn't come into this fight properly. And he's like, I'm gonna come back, man. Yeah, you come back and be more aggressive. I didn't even see that, but let's not discount, man, the experience in Usyk, man. All that experience, man. That's a lot to deal with, man. Just, you know, it's similar to Lomachenko. You know, I don't think Teofimo wants to take the rematch. I mean, you know, yeah, I don't think he wants, because he knows, man, that experience. He's gonna have another. He won though, but it's like Teofimo won. You know, similar to Usyk. You know, he wins, but it's like the difference between Usyk and the other fight is that, you know, the experience is something that you can't really replace, you know. So it's gonna be hard to for Joshua, but you know, I think he's gonna make an adjustment. I think he'd be back.
The reason I'm asking the question is because the way he left the ring, I felt like he felt like he disappointed the fans, and then
yeah, that's what it was.
There was a few boos also in there. Daniel, if you were at the end, what would you tell the fans, the UK fans, to come to Anthony Joshua fight again after such a performance?
Well, AJ would have to prove himself, because the fans, you can't control the fans. You win the fans, and if you don't do things right, you lose them. But when you lose them, you have to win them again.
At the end, would you still do the rematch in London or in UK?
No. I would have taken a rematch out of. I'll take it to a neutral grounds. Taking it to a neutral grounds will let AJ know that right now he's not going to deal. You see, like I keep saying, it's in the mind. Once AJ knows that he's fighting outside the UK in a neutral grounds, not the US, not the UK, maybe let's say China, what is going to happen is that he knows he doesn't have to please the UK fans. There's not that pressure to please the UK fans for me to do something extraordinary. I just need to fight for myself. It's just me in a neutral place. Just do it for myself. And right now, what he has to do is he has to do it for himself. You didn't start boxing for the fans. You started boxing for yourself because you wanted to achieve something. Naturally, the fans, they came in. And in particular, you see, AJ is too nice. He made some comments and the UK fans started bashing him. And from that point, during the COVID time, he made some comments, racism comments. Yeah. And I feel he listens to the UK people too much. Because when they bash him, a lot of people were like, they don't like him anymore. They had options as well. During that time, Tyson Fury was also doing well. So most of them were pushing to Tyson Fury. And I felt during that time, in the end, what they at the end was trying to do with him was they were trying to win the fans. So anytime he comes into the ring, it's media work. It's not actually the real person. You see, at this point, he needs to be himself. You have to know that when you lose to yourself. Not really the fans. The fans don't matter, because, like I'm saying, the next thing that we are waiting for is 9th October. We watch another heavyweight fight. You don't think about it again. So the next time that you have a fight. So why don't you work for yourself? Be a better person. Like I keep saying, like Mayweather did. Mayweather in his own country wasn't liked by a lot of people. But it wasn't important to him. It was bullshit to him. All that matters to him is his legacy and making money. That's all that matters to him. And he was able to do that perfectly. You see, me, I wasn't Mayweather fan, but today sometimes I look at him and I look at his accomplishments. I look at some of the critics he went through the media. So the media handles everything. And if you went through all these things, and this guy today is who he is, it's something I must learn from, because we are all coming. We are all into boxing. You might not know when the media will start attacking you and when you have to adjust. So you can only learn. And I feel this is the time that you should be looking at people like the Mayweathers and learning a few things. Mike Tyson as well is going through defeat. He kept coming, and you can learn and even do better.
Right. Guys, it's been amazing having you both here. But before you go, I mean, if there's any last words that you guys want to share, let me just give you the platform. Kojo, your last words before we are around up. Maybe some upcoming fights you want people to look out for, some talents that you want people to look at or something. I mean, yeah, you have the floor, bro.
Oh yeah, man. You know, I expect Joshua to bounce back in a rematch, man. I don't know if he's gonna win, but I think they signed, Eddie Hearn signed him to like a lifetime contract, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like they're gonna just toss him away, So he'll be back, man. But as far as October 9th, man, I don't know, man. That's all I'm gonna say. Who knows what's gonna happen, man? It's a crazy situation, man. We're gonna have coming up, man. I think Wilder's fighting for his career, man. If you don't win this fight, I don't want to hear nothing from that guy. Like, I mean, it's nothing wrong with losing two. Man, seriously, man. Like the way he's fighting, like he's fighting for his career, man. Right. He's fighting for his career, man. And if you don't win, man, what's next, man? What's next? So, hey, that's all I had, bro. I mean, hey, you guys always been great, man. Good to see both of y'all, man.
Very nice to have you back, man. It's amazing to see you. We have a lot to catch up, and definitely we'll catch up on the Olympics. We'll jump on here with the three of us.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find a right time where we can all jump on and have like our own breakdown of the Olympics, especially the Ghanaian performance. But before I will go into it, Daniel, your last words before I say what I have to say to end the show.
Oh, okay. I believe AJ has everything. He has everything to win the rematch. He has everything. What he needs now is just stay focused, like he did with the Luis second fight. Just focus. When he fought the Luis fight, he wasn't thinking about any fans. He was just did it for himself. He came to Nigeria, was alone throughout. He should just be alone, focus on himself. Have a better team. If you don't want to, if because of loyalty, you see, sometimes loyalty costs you a lot. Because this is the time your coach is not trying. You should make that change. It's your future. At the end of the day, when you are gone, the coach can pick someone else and start training the person. At the end of the day, when at the end says he's not promoting you again, there are a lot of bosses out there you can promote. So this is a time that you don't really rely on loyalty. Think about yourself first. And if you are thinking about yourself first, that's when you can make right adjustment. I believe he has everything to win the fight. And the fans too want to tell the fans that this December we'll be back with another fight. We are looking at probably the location in Teshi. It's going to be a big fight like we did in August. So the fans should anticipate.
Right, guys, you just heard it live on KBOXtv, exclusive Silver Black Promotions have a show coming up in Teshi in Accra in December. And I'm always happy to see you on here. You always bring me surprises. Silver Black Promotions have a show coming up in December in Teshi, just like they did at the Osu Salem Park in Osu. All right, great. But before we go, I mean, I really want to jump on here to have my own analysis with the guys, with you, Kojo, and then Daniel, of course, with Kujo Amedoda, where we talk about what we actually saw at the Olympic Games and the performance of the trainers of Samuel Techi and Suleiman Tete, including Shakur, Samir, and all that. I mean, I want to talk about it. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But a lot of people have been sending me a lot of messages to say something about it. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But I think if I can have you, I mean, the two of you guys here, including Amedoda, maybe we can all have a conversation, a very honest conversation about it, because I feel it's about the future of Ghana boxing. A lot of people look to us, that we have some sort of something to say, like an opinion that usually sits down with them and they want to hear us talk about something. So yeah, we might jump on here. And there's a new administration in place with the Ghana Boxing Authority. Nikwe, congratulations. And I've seen a couple of shows under his tenure so far. At least we have a WBC and a WBO Youth World Champion in Ghana at the moment, Alfred Lamte, a very superb performance against the Tanzanian fighter. And that thing worth celebrating is the fact that Oleksandr has been able to sign a promotership with a US promoter. I've forgotten the name, but that's another thing to yet to which is something for us to celebrate about. And it means that um, maybe some fighters that may not necessarily need to leave Ghana to go compete in US because the pay-per-views and everything will be flowing, and so they can fight in Ghana and still be watching the US, be watching the UK, be watched everywhere because the promoter is, I think, a universal promoter. Sorry, and then he has like I think everything is in the viewership, and so they have a very solid live stream. The last fight that they did in Ghana was streamed live on Fight TV, which is something that shows that Ghana boxing has moved forward a little bit, because for some time ago it was only live on KBOXtv. So if you move from KBOXtv to Fight TV, then it's something worth for us to celebrate. The fight was $9.99, so you can imagine if 10 people watched, at least. I'm not saying that's what happened, but if 10 people watched, I think the promoter would have made some few cash out of that particular fight, which is where we want Ghana boxing to be looking at. And all this is happening under um, uh, the new boss or the new boss in charge of boxing in Ghana at the moment. And yes, so definitely we'll jump back here and then we'll talk about the things that we are seeing happening in Ghana. And of course, what's also happening in Nigeria with a lot of shows happening this year. We've seen Fela Champ do a show in Nigeria. We've seen Golden Gloves fighting, I think Fight Kit also do a show, and then Go TV. So a lot of shows are happening in also in Nigeria too as well. I feel like if there are no shows in Ghana, they shift it straight to Nigeria and they make it happen, which is also very good. And if there are no shows also happening in Nigeria, some of the promoters and the managers that are managing fighters from Nigeria make their fighters come fight in Ghana, and so it's working very well for the two fighters. And if you don't know this, then I'm telling you that WBC has launched a WBC South Africa at the moment, and I'm very happy about it. But at the same time, I go like, why didn't they make it a WBC Africa? Because we have the Wabu title, which is being competed by only the West Africans, and then WBC has come up with a WBC South Africa. So what happens to those in the middle, and those in the East? I feel there should have been a WBC Africa, just like we have a WBO Africa, and just like we have IBF Africa, just like the way we have WBA Pan African title. WBA's African title is called a Pan African title, and then we only had a WABU title for only the West Africans representing the WBC. I feel that they should have rather made it a WBC Africa, and that way everybody would have been able to compete for it like that, and then get your head into the rankings. It's difficult competing for the WBC titles when you're from Africa. I think this should have been an opportunity for them to get this resolved by creating a unified. If it's not like it's not a big deal if the head office is in South Africa, just like we have the WBO head office or the president in Ghana. You understand? And we have right now. This is how it looks like. We have the Wabu president in Nigeria, and we have the WBC South Africa heading it from South Africa. It's a sort of conflict. So if there's a championship between a West African fighter and a South African fighter, how would you name it? I think they should have really considered it, thought about it really deep before making a decision. But yeah, it has been made. The WBA is cleaning up, right? Kojo, the WBA is cleaning up their titles. They dropped some few titles and saying that they are going to make the interim compete with the regulars, and when you win, you go face straight with the super title so that they can get rid of some of these interim titles. And so hopefully the WBC can also clean up so that the divisions can be the title and the sanctioning body can have some kind of sort of sanity in it. so that we don't end up confusing some of these people we are trying to convince them to love boxing. You have to convince someone to go like, oh, if you come to boxing, there is a WBC title, there is a diamond, there's a franchise. All these things are things that confuse people and make it difficult for them to love boxing. Actually, boxing is a very fun sport, and most money. I mean, comparing all the combat sports, the other guys also making like a very decent earning out of their life. So it's difficult promoting a show. If the few promoters that have been able to promote shows, they can tell I'm a silver black. You've done your first show, and you've seen what went into it.
Yeah.
I feel like they should stop taking advantage of promoters. That's like make things clear. Like WBA, like the IBF, it's just one title. If you fight for it, if you win, you win. If you lose, you lose. And force the mandatory. And if there is some fight that you just want to make people fight, other than that, let things happen so that the new promoters that want to come into the game will know exactly how much they can even budget to do a show and how they can make it happen. As I'm saying this thing too, I just want you to also know that Ace Power Promotions has a show also happening in Ghana next month. And so definitely in October, there's a show happening in Ghana. With the new promotions, co-partnership agreement that is being done between the box office promotions and then the US promotions company, I'm sure Alex Ntiama will be back to do a show somewhere around October. If it doesn't happen, he's already told us that he'll be back in December, where Afelante will be defending his title. Congratulations to Afelante for becoming the champion that he is now. He's been a target. They're lining him up for an Indian opponent who has the WBC main title in the youth division. And so if that happens, then it means we'll be going to unify the youth world championship. And hopefully they can line him up to be able to compete for the big titles when the time is up. But until then, guys, it's been great having you guys here. Kojo, I know it's been a very long time we catch up. Thank you for taking time. And also, hey, it's been a long time since we catch up. I'm very, very happy to make this part to talk about it and Oleksandr Usyk. But from the African in me, I wish AJ would just step up in the next fight. If it's a rematch, that'll be great. If he doesn't get it and he gets any other opponent as a tune-up fight to prepare himself for the reclamation of his title, that would be great. But I wonder if Usyk will be waiting on the line to give him the rematch, like we all want.
AJ took too many big fights. His CV, if you look at his CV, all the people AJ fought are big opponents.
But is that not what it's supposed to be? Because
that's what it's supposed to be. But this was what also happened, because you have other boxers, someone like Wilder, who has not fought a lot of people. And if Wilder should, in case, win the fight with Fury, Wilder becomes a better fighter than AJ. You understand? AJ has been taking too many big fights. So,
but Kojo, what is your reaction to what Daniel is saying, that AJ has taken too many big fights?
Well, I mean, hey, if he could, it just depends, man, what he does with this rematch, man. If he bounces back, then it's good that he's at least he's fighting everyone. You know what I'm saying? If he can get this rematch, if he wins, he fights Fury. Because Wilder, man, like, I don't like how American the promotion has working out, man. Because it's still politics between Top Rank and PBC.
Yeah.
DAZN they offering Jamal Charlo fights. He don't want to take it. Wilder he hasn't fought. He didn't fight much, until he fought Luis Ortiz. And then he fought came out of nowhere and fought Fury. He thought he was gonna be Fury coming off a drug rehab. He thought he was gonna be easy work. Then got so yeah, he's kind of right, man. But I don't know. I don't want to say Joshua. He's been taking all his mandatories, which is good, but he hasn't been able to get Fury, and those are the ones we want to see. He should have gotten Wilder already. They might have had 2-3 fights already. So those fights they could have still worked out, but the way how these guys are losing now, like it's gonna be hard to sell that to the fans, man. Seeing a 3-time beaten Joshua against a 2-time beaten Wilder, who I don't know how you're gonna sell that fight. So it's all politics is ruining the sport of boxing, kind of, man. So it's like I don't know, man. Yeah,
it's great having you guys here. I mean, the knowledge and the insight you guys have about the sport and sharing it with the many fans we have on KBOXtv, Facebook, especially now that we are more than 500,000 followers, and other people also on Instagram and Twitter and then YouTube and guys. I'm always glad to have you guys sharing your knowledge with all these guys. And Kojo's doing really well on YouTube, man. So make sure you guys go on YouTube and go follow him, Real Ghana Boxing. I'm going to post a comment that he made so that you can know the account, Real Ghana Boxing. That's the account. Make sure that you follow it, Real Ghana Boxing. Just jump on YouTube and then look for it and subscribe. He's also live on Facebook, on Instagram too as well. So jump on all the platforms, including Twitter, and then make sure that you give them a subscription today. All right, guys. Thank you for your time. Until another time. Hopefully, I hope it wouldn't be before 9th, but if it happens before 9th, we should jump on here and then make another, have a very good conversation on how the night will go. Guys, have a very good evening.
Oh man, good seeing y'all, man. Hope you talk soon.
All right.